everybody, welcome back to Mask of the Slasher. Yeah, so we're doing a car episode.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We are at the theater, which this is only the second time we've been to the theater in this year.
Yeah, yeah.
The other time was to go and see Late Night with the Devil.
Yes.
Which was a fantastic movie.
Awesome movie.
Don't care what anybody else says.
Be sure to check out that episode.
Yes. Anyway, today we are here to see Maxxine.
Maxine.
Yeah.
Yes, Maxine.
Yeah, we're going to see Maxine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure other people have covered it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know.
We're not weirdos that, like, go and then see something and then put up a video of that same,
No.
you know, like, immediately. We like to actually think about things and discuss things, you know.
Use our brain.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not for clicks.
Yeah, it's like people that review an album after listening to it once, you know.
Yeah, you really can't.
Nah, son.
Can't. So, if you don't know, Maxine is the third installment in a series.
Yes.
Which was X, then Pearl, and then this.
Right.
But the order of these is actually Pearl, then X, then this one.
Yes.
Why they were released the way they were, I don't know.
Why not?
You know what? I have a theory because from what I read, the budget was only $1 million.
Right.
But he made buku bucks at the box office with X.
Right.
Not as much with Pearl, but maybe it was a thing where the studio's like, okay, let's do one.
Yeah, see how it does, and then we'll do it, yeah.
So, you know, I guess I could kind of understand what's happening with that.
Right.
But
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you guys in a little
we'll
bit.
see you after the movie.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're back from the movie.
Yeah.
We survived. Yay.
Even though it was goddamn hot.
It is so hot. It is so hot. I'm not going to give up our specific location,
No.
but we'll just say we are on the West Coast.
Yes.
The northern half of the West Coast, where it should not ever be above 100 degrees for 5 days in a row. We don't like heat.
No. No.
We don't have central air here.
No.
So we're hot as balls right now.
Yeah.
I mean, how hot are balls, really? I mean, they're pretty warm, right?
Most of, yeah.
Yeah? Most of the time, pretty warm?
Yeah.
Pretty warm
Warm and toasty.
little buddies?
Toasty balls.
Good. Good. I want to make sure that they are toasty and, you know. Anyway, so we're back, sweating our ass off. We're going to do this video for you.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go sit naked in the cold air.
That's right.
That's what's going to happen next. So I'll let you...
I, for one, can't wait. We won't be filming that for you, though.
No. Sorry. Gosh. Maybe we should get an OnlyFans.
Maybe.
Just us laying there.
Yeah.
Just balls out.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. I'm sure a lot of people would pay for it, right? Just got back from seeing Maxine. I have been waiting a long time to see this. I purchased the tickets the second that they were announced that you could purchase them, which was at least a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So, and I have just been counting down the days. I didn't really want to count it towards July because I knew it was going to be hot as balls like it is. But you do what you do.
Right.
At least there was air conditioning there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was a little chilly, actually.
It was nice. It was nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little chilly in
Good.
here.
That's one good thing about movie theaters. They're always dark and cold.
Dark and cold, like my heart.
Yeah, that's right.
So, anyway, Maxine.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I liked it quite a bit, actually. They, in my opinion, they pretty much made a giallo, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often these days.
Minus all the titties.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, thankfully there's not a lot of titties in this like there was in Autopsy.
Why would we be thankful about that?
I know. It's not necessary. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, there wasn't one. When was there boobies?
When they were when she was walking through the strip club.
I didn't see boobs.
Oh, they were there. Well, there's a gal on stage stripping. There's going to be boobs.
I didn't see boobs.
No.
I saw a G-string.
Oh, okay. Well, you were looking at her crotch. I was looking at her chest.
No, I wasn't even looking at her crotch.
Obviously,
I was just, like,
you were. You saw
straight ahead.
You saw what she was wearing.
I saw her butt, actually. If you really want to know, you were looking for boobs again, just like the Bond girls. I liked the fact that they finally tied in the 2 other movies to this.
Yeah.
I really felt it was necessary at this point.
Yeah.
I do feel like, though, that there was a couple times where they could have gone a little bit further in the story. But other than that, I mean, because it was a lot of her flashbacks.
Right.
That's mostly what it was when you would see it. But all in all, it still tied it together.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the attention to detail on the 80s theme.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way from the titles, the clothing, the music, everything was right on with it. And I thought that was fabulous. I was just like, because it's going to be our age group, and we're in our 40s, that are going to go and see this, probably older too. Younger, they're going to be like, oh, that's so retro.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, I want to go to the thrift store and buy some 80s clothes. And I'll be like, eh. But it felt good for us because it was like, oh, okay. You know, it's kind of cool to bring it back to that where people are not wearing jazzercise clothing. Because jazzercise, although was a part of the 80s, not that big of a deal.
Right.
We didn't do jazzercise. Did you do jazzercise?
No, I was more of a Richard Simmons.
Oh, you were? Okay. Sweating to the oldies, like we're doing right now. Anyway, yeah, I really appreciated that they really kept with that theme, and I don't know, just it felt good. It felt like, okay, good, the story's complete.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they really could continue.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they definitely left it open.
Yeah, so
options there.
We'll see how the sales go, and maybe that will happen, or maybe he'll move on.
Yeah.
Either way, I wouldn't be angry about that. There was definitely a lot of familiar faces in this.
Yes.
Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
What's that guy's name? I can never remember it. It is, Giancarlo Esposito?
Yeah.
Esposito?
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad, of course, Gus. And it's very hard for me to see him outside of
As
Breaking
anything
Bad.
else, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what wig you put on. It's still Gus.
Still Gus, yeah.
Thankfully, they didn't put him in any yellow.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, like, do you think now going forward, anything that he's in, they're like, no light yellow?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Because it automatically will bring those two together. Because it's such a familiar thing. Anyway, Halsey, who is a pop star.
Sure.
Don't know who she is, really.
No clue.
But she was in it. She was in it.
Larry Fessenden makes a cameo. Basically, I mean, it's basically a cameo, more or less, as a security guard at Universal Studios. And, he's in lots of stuff. So, it would have been nice if he'd had a bigger part, but it's cool he got to be in a big movie.
It was hilarious, really, because it's like we always joke about him being in everything.
Right.
And there he was again.
Yep.
And we're like, well, you know, you just got to.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to. But I did appreciate, and I always wonder about, like, the logistics of these things, because I'm a dork, but, like, most of this is shot on the Universal lot.
Right.
When they were going through the town portion of, you know, the fake facade town stuff, that it was where Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was filmed.
Yeah.
I think you would taken a pee-pee break at this point, but they were, you know, the part where Leonardo DiCaprio and the little girl are sitting and they're reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, that specific spot right there. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Obviously, we saw the Psycho house and the Bates Motel.
Yes. And
the town square from Back to the Future.
Right.
So all that was really cool too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's stuff that we've seen, you know, when we've gone on the tour.
Right.
If you don't know exactly what this movie is, you need to go back and you need to watch X and Pearl.
Yeah.
And to tie it together. You can watch it on its own, but it's I don't think that this movie can stand on its own.
Yeah, because you're not going to know what they're referencing when they go to the backstory.
Yeah. And they really need to.
And you really need to know what's going on for sure. So yeah, definitely watch the first two. And what I liked was that each one was kind of a different style of movie too.
Yes.
Like, I mean, X was kind of like a backwoods slasher, Texas Chainsaw type situation. Pearl was, I don't know, what would you call that? Old-timey slasher.
Old-timey slasher. Josh just made up a new genre.
That's right, I just coined a new subgenre.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I feel like Maxine's a giallo, personally.
Yeah, I agree with you on
I
that.
think it's more that than a straight-up slasher.
Yeah. But, speaking of the slasher aspect of this, the gore.
Yeah.
Fan-frickin-tastic gore. To be honest with you, none of it shocked me.
No,
I think the worst thing that I tried to avoid looking at was when he pulled an earring out of the guy's ear.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny.
Out of all the stuff.
All that stuff, and then you flinch at the earring.
Oh, it just grosses me out. Just the thought of it.
I just hit my mic. Whoops.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, the earring thing really grosses me out. I think it's because I went to some rough high schools and there was fights and girls would get their earrings ripped out all the time. You got to take out your earrings, ladies, before you get into a fight. Yeah. That's what I've learned.
Mine was there's a graphic scene involving a sensitive male area. That made me flinch. I'll tell you what. I won't give that away because, good God.
It was fantastic, though. It was so clever.
It was.
It was good.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate them bringing some real life into this. This was all supposedly taking place during the Night Stalker situation, Richard Ramirez. I had kind of hoped that somewhere along the way, though, that they would meet.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for that moment. So I was a little disappointed that didn't happen. But at the same time, you know, when people try to make, they try to have somebody look like him. It's usually not very good.
Yeah, right.
And I'm trying to think of specifically where I have seen it. I think maybe... I
think they had an American Horror Story.
Yes. When they're all at dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looked okay.
Yeah,
but
all right.
Richard Ramirez is a weird-looking dude.
He is.
And he kind of looks like the lady who gets all the fillers for real, and she looks like a cat now.
Yeah,
He looks like her for some reason.
Cat-like face.
Yeah, it's really, and he's got the jacked up teeth. Well, he doesn't have any of this anymore.
Well, he doesn't have nothing anymore, but
because he's croaked. But yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
So, anyway, I really recommend this movie. Like I said, you really need to tie it all together.
Yes.
I haven't watched reviews of anybody else, and I'm not going to, because I liked it. So that's all that matters, you know. And I recommend it only based on the fact that it ties the stories together, not because it's something that Josh and I liked. You just need to... closure.
Closure, yeah, exactly.
If you don't have... I don't know why you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
so here's my question, though. Which of the three did you like the best, do you think?
X.
Oh, really?
The original, the OG. Pearl was it was slow.
Okay. See, I like Pearl. I think I like Pearl the best. Which
is weird. It's very speechy. It's very Quentin Tarantino.
That's probably why I like it, though.
Maybe, yeah, because you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan. Yeah. I just think the long, drawn-out, speechy stuff, I'm just like, okay. And I'm waiting for the gore. And
right.
You know, I do appreciate a good speech, you know, but it's just kind of like, all right.
I just really like the performances in that one, and specifically Mia Goth's performance. Obviously, she's the centerpiece of the whole thing, but I thought in that one in particular, she did a great job of just kind of losing it.
Yeah, no, she did. She did an amazing job. She's an amazing actress in general. The fact that she can turn her personalities for each one but still bring it back to who she is.
Right.
Like she snaps out of that real quick, that front that she puts on for each one.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's, you know, the Maxine we all know or whatever. So, and that was another thing, though, is that I really wish that they had tied in they had discussed more about what she had done.
Right.
It never got uncovered necessarily. And that was the only way she was going to succeed without that being exposed. But I was kind of like, I would have liked to see some more, you know, bringing it back to that. So, but yeah, I think X I like the most. You know, I always have a thing where it could be an album, a movie in a series, whatever it is. It's the first thing that I watch is usually what sticks in my brain. Okay. So, just like Megadeth and Euthanasia. Right. I know it's a weird thing to tie it to, but that was the first one I heard. Right. So it's always going to, you know, hold a special place in my heart. Yeah. So with X, it was the first one that I saw. And I really just find it fascinating, the psychology behind women who go into the adult industry and how they can set aside their emotions and be able to go into that. And that's what she did in X. Right. And she saw just a glimmer of hope and then went apeshit. Right. Because she didn't want anybody to stop her. Right. And that's what this whole series is nothing is going to stop me to become a star. Yeah, she's pretty ruthless. Yeah, she is very ruthless. Which I kind of liked, actually. She was quite a bit different than your typical final girl or whatever you want to call it. So, which I like that. They kind of broke the mold on that. Yeah, they did not mess around at all. She was going to do it, do or die, no matter what. And I thought that was great. I do think that they tried to pull in, like, maybe she was the Night Stalker. Yeah. For like a half a second, and I'm like, bro, don't bring that in here. But that's once again that giallo thing where, like, who is it? Who's the bad one in all of this? Right. Because it could be Kevin Bacon. You don't expect who it is at the end. Right. Not saying who it is. Right. But you don't expect who it actually ends up being, and so that's a little crazy. Kind of wish that had been expanded too. Yeah. Yeah. You know, but anyway, I do recommend going and seeing this. Ty West, definitely, he's a great director. He's done some interesting stuff. We have not looked at all of his movies and shows and stuff. We just haven't. But I've always liked him since House of the Devil. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then... Amazing movie. You know, we went and saw The Innkeepers... maybe 2 years ago, I think is when we first watched it. Yeah. It was just one of those, let's just see what this is situation. Yeah. And it was great. Yeah. Yeah. So he just does a good job. And I noticed that he did the editing in this movie. Anyway, go check it out. Yes. I'm sure it won't be in the theater forever. Yeah. I would imagine. Get them while they're hot. Yeah. And it's hot. Yeah. So go get it. I don't know who it... probably it's going to be HBO Max. That's my guess where it's going to stream. Yeah. Because it's such a popular thing. And that's where X and Pearl were playing up until about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Right before I wanted to get a refresher, then it disappeared. Right. They knew what they were doing. They knew this movie was coming out, and they're like, haha, let's see how we can get them to pay $5.99 for a movie. Exactly. Nope, not renting digital. Nah, son. Nah. That's how we ended up on Autopsy. That's right. Because we couldn't get to the others. That's right. So, happy accidents. Yes. Anyway, I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Go check it out. Yes. If you have already seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, let us know in the comments. Also, please like and subscribe. Yes. Please continue to support us like a good, strong bra. Yeah. Yeah. All right. See you next week. Bye. Bye.